classic 4-5 field here, and I know everybody's been on their trainer and Swift all winter long, so I want to get off the front and make sure that I'm not going to be in any of the chaos that might follow behind. Deceptive little kicker here at the start. Wahoo registers at about a 9%er, so definitely had to get out of the saddle and still kind of keep it fast here and make sure we string this out early. So we're going to do a quick preview of the course here. By quick, I mean we're just going to do a whole lap. But a few things to update about the channel. I have transition teams. I'm now with CS Fellow. A couple friends reached out to me and offered me a spot, so I was very happy to join them. A bunch of good guys. With that comes the sponsorship with Allele, so we are switching kits. And also, I am sponsored. We are sponsored by Bicycle Therapy, and I just want to do a quick shout out to Lee Rogers, who is a legend. I also switched pedals from Power Tap to Look Kios, and the cleat switching just didn't feel right. So I kind of called him a day or so before the race, and he was awesome enough to kind of take me in and talk to me about some of the things that we could do differently, and ultimately ended up with a much better fit. Yeah, Lee, I owe you a 6-pack of beer. I'm coming to visit soon. A little bit of background story around this course. It is traditionally like a motorcycle or car racing track. I think it's 1.9 miles in length and about 10 turns. Now turns are like, I guess I consider this a turn, what we're going through right now. So it's just like bends in the road. So it really feels more like a circuit than a crit. So it's not any intense bike handling. So I felt comfortable kind of just setting the pace early here and trying to string this out. But with cars on the course, driving, whatnot, fluids like oil and whatnot, you're about to see my back wheel kind of just make a, and there it is. Yeah, it didn't feel right. I have brand new Conti 5 grands on. I do have fresh stands, orange sealant in my tires, so there's no way that I would flatten. So I had to kind of take a look between my legs, make sure that everything was okay, and just put my head back down and start working on the front again. But yeah, it definitely played a factor because there's no rain before this race, so nothing really kind of washed away any of the oil or whatever slick surface fluids were out there. But yeah, and again, like I said, this looks deceptive because we're holding 27 miles an hour, 28 miles an hour here, but we're gonna make this right-hand bend and go toward our finishing chute. And I am gonna be real happy that everybody caught me, and I'm gonna start sitting in here to try to save a little bit of energy, because this, you can just hear it howling. This was brutal. It's so bad. If you weren't holding like 300 and something watts, it just felt like you were going backwards. But I mean, we came around that bend doing 28, doing 20. And I'm barking at my new teammate Zach that we just need to kind of stay calm. And in this area, we're going to want to sit behind people's wheels. You guys see this move just kind of goes up the road for a little bit. We're still not even past the finish line to where we started. And that's how long this finishing chute feels. I have no idea what I just said here, but hopefully it was something very beneficial. Yeah, so very excited to be back out racing. Very excited to have teammates. This is all new to me, and like everybody's motivated. I'm pumped to be out here working. So. Looks like we're gonna start chasing this guy down, but he's kind of given up, and I decided, like, all right, I feel fresh. 163 heart rate. I'm happy to kind of start moving forward a little bit here and just see how my legs feel. And again, my back tire skids out, something is definitely greasy out there, and I think that's the only thing that made me nervous. So I wanted to be able to take the lines I want. So I'm barking at this guy again with the pen jersey, and I think that we have a gap. I've looked back, and I saw the gap originally, and as you can see, someone is directly on my wheel. So I'm telling them 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off. But it really looks like we've got this just single file, so I pull through, and the guy on my wheel decides to pull off. Pen kid tries to get back on, and I think again my back wheel makes a little whoop. And I see that I'm starting to get a gap, so I put a little dig in here. I mean, we're not sprinting, we're just keeping it relatively hard effort. I think I get out of the saddle for a second to get over the top of this hill. And I look back, and this is when I realize, okay, it's time for me to start moving forward. I pretend to be pro and put my gloves in front of our camera. So we're coming up to that bridge again. And quick thank you to Ron Short for taking this epic photo. But here is where this race changes from being a crit to being more of a TT. So I'm going to cut my video here, and behind me, here's what's happening. Yeah, that same grease spot, whatever it was, took someone and most of the field, and I hear it from my camera basically, and I just put a dig in. And basically the rest of my race is mostly a time trial. I'm basically blowing in the wind for 7.5 laps. And behind me there is my buddy Josh. Josh won the Easton Twilight Criterium, and I think took second at Baskin Ridge. Super strong. But yeah, basically he announced to me we got 1.5 laps to go, and yeah, crazy strong bridge. I think I had maybe 40 seconds on the field, and he just solos off the front from them and just bridges up. Very impressive rider. We basically take turns in the wind for a little bit, and yeah, we start lapping some of the field. I'm still taking this turn. I'm taking it as wide right as possible, avoiding all that oil. Cutting ahead just a little bit. We're coming into Bell lap here, and I ride with Josh pretty regularly now on Tuesdays for some of these Musette rides, so we just bump knuckles and basically say good luck to both of each other, taking some equal pulls. So from here it's going to be a little bit boring until the finish line, so let's cut right to that. Man, the headwind makes it almost impossible to hear what I'm trying to say to him. Yeah, so again, wind played a huge factor in how I took this strategy, but I wanted to make sure that I took the pole before we got into the finishing chute. And so I swing pretty wide here and almost force him to pull through. I mean, I'm soft pedaling, and you can just hear the wind whipping. And I think this is the part where I look at it like a scratch race. I'm just gonna match his speed and try to take the advantage. I guess if I were the other side of this, I'd say that I was doing him dirty. Just kind of making him sap his legs a little bit. But eventually I'm looking, I'm trying to see exactly what my options are to attack, and we have this wide open road. So I just kind of start letting this gap open up slowly, but at the same time I don't want him to just see how far back I am and just start ripping it. So I let that gap open, I start shifting a few gears, try to get that sprinter's gap, even though I'm an awful sprinter, and oh, that's so close. Oh, that's so close. For a good 15 minutes, neither of us had any idea who won. I think he says this is awesome. Great racer. That was dope. But it came down to the bike throw at the line and just half a wheel. Josh, great sprint, great effort, man. And to everybody out there racing. And if you enjoyed this video, feel free to like and subscribe, and see you in the next one. Thanks.